Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday race preview for the 2019 Gran Premio de España. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. I'd like to say that after a few days of misery in the UK where it's just been cloud and rain, I am looking outside, beautiful cool weather because we've got blue skies. It's reminding me of actually when we were in Spain for pre-season testing. Lovely conditions and what a great way to start the first European race of the season. It's the first official European race of the year, which means the teams have brought all their new kit to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. The motorhomes are back, and we're back to the familiar pre-season testing venue. Welcome to Catalunya. It's our first stop on the European calendar. After this we go to Monaco, then we can make a brief trip to the North Americas with Canada, then it's France, Austria, Great Britain, Germany, Hungary, Belgium and Italy. And round down in September before the flyaway start for Singapore, Russia, Japan, then Mexico, USA, Brazil, and the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi. The first four races, it's Bottas and Hamilton, 2 apiece after Australia, Bahrain, China, and Azerbaijan. And that means the title looks like this coming into Barcelona. 1 point just separates the top two. Valtteri Bottas 87, that point for the fastest lap in Australia still counting, but Bottas and Hamilton spreading out the 1-2s at the opening 4 races. 1 point behind Sebastian Vettel is Max Verstappen 51 to Vettel's 52, and Leclerc in 5th place on 47. Still yet to score, Antonio Giovinazzi, Romain Grosjean, George Russell and Robert Kubica. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes are 72 points clear of Ferrari, 173, Ferrari on 99, Red Bull on 64, McLaren 18, followed then by Racing Point on 17, 13 for Alfa Romeo, 12 for Renault, 8 for Haas, 4 for Toro Rosso, and none point for Rocket Williams Racing. So Valtteri Bottas comes here as the championship leader. He also starts on pole position for the 3rd race in a row. He is electrifying at the moment. Bottas 2.0 seems to be the key factor. Right, let's get into the qualifying report then, and as usual we'll go through qualifyings 1, 2 and 3 as they happened. And Q1, Hülkenberg falls out after an early shunt and Stroll misses Q2 for the 9th straight race in a row. That includes his time at Williams and now his time at Racing Point. With just a few minutes of qualifying gone, Nico Hülkenberg got badly out of shape going through turn 4. It's an uphill section of the track, and if you go wide there, you're going into the gravel. He did that and he went straight off as well into the wall. Not as hard as we've seen some other drivers do it. As he tried to correct the slide, his RS19 pushed through the gravel, unearthed the barrier, the soft impact enough to break the front wing of the car. We have since learned that after qualifying 16th, and being eliminated in qualifying 1, that he will start from the pit lane due to the fact that the wing that Renault replaced was not of the same specification. And Joe Bauer, the FIA technical delegate, reported this to the stewards, and the stewards on Sunday morning decided that he will start from the pit lane. So not a great news overall for him. Hülkenberg's incident left him at the back foot and saw him fall and failed to make it out of Q1 for the 2nd time this year, despite finishing just 0.019 behind 15th placed teammate of Daniel Ricciardo, while Russell recovered to the end of the segment in a pretty P19 unfortunately, but of course he's got a 3-place grid penalty for a gearbox. Out went the pair of the Alfa Romeos and Antonio Giovinazzi, whose teammate Kimi Räikkönen made it through to Q2 in P13. The Racing Point of Lance Stroll out in Q1 for the 9th consecutive weekend, and the 2nd Williams of Robert Kubica was the slowest overall. We saw Lando Norris finish an impressive P6, a mere 0.632 behind Valtteri Bottas as he led Q1, and Kevin Magnussen round out as well the top 15. Knocked out, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Russell and Kubica. On to qualifying 2, McLaren failed to convert the pace. Ricciardo squeezes through. Having looked rapid all weekend, it was a disappointing qualifying 2 for McLaren, with both Lando Norris and local hero Carlos Sainz failing to make it through to the final part of qualifying. Alexander Albon will have similarly been annoyed as well, having joined Toro Rosso. Teammate Danny Kvyat in qualifying 3, and Kimi Räikkönen and Sergio Perez, whose Alfa Romeo and Racing Point cars looked unhappy so far this weekend. They failed to make the cut. Knocked out, Norris, Albon, Sainz, Raikkonen and Perez. And qualifying, brief jump cut there, just ignore that. Let's move on to qualifying 3. Bottas takes 9th pole position of his Formula 1 career with a brand new track record. Valtteri Bottas has looked like a man on a mission all weekend long. Fastest in FP1 and 2, fastest Quali 1, Quali 2 and Quali 3. The first run left him 0.364 seconds clear of teammate Lewis Hamilton as the second run approached. Ultimately, neither driver would improve, with Bottas claiming his 3rd pole position in a row since China, Azerbaijan and now here in Spain, and by far the most dominant of his career by 0.6 of a second out qualifying 5-time champion Lewis Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel was simply unable to go fast in his own effort in qualifying 3, and he finished qualifying 3rd on the grid, a full 0.866 away, despite claiming that the car doesn't feel all that bad. Mercedes definitely seem to be sandbagging during pre-season testing, it seems. Max Verstappen did a fine job to split the Ferraris, finishing 4th ahead of Charles Leclerc. The top 5 incidentally the same as they finished in Baku, while Pierre Gasly was 6th in the second Red Bull. Haas converted their pace to sit in a midfield class of 1, Grosjean ahead of Magnussen, while Danny Kvyat, Danny Ricciardo rounded out the top 10. Kvyat's time was a full 0.662 back from Romain Grosjean's. Haas seemed to have just electrified this weekend as well. So Mercedes maintain their 7 Grand Prix streaks of pole positions here at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. The last driver who wasn't a Mercedes to be on pole position was Pastor Maldonado at the 2012 Spanish Grand Prix. Williams using Renault's engines though in that year. So let's take a look at the full grid then for the Spanish Grand Prix. So Valtteri Bottas starts on pole position for the 9th time in his Formula 1 career in his 3rd race in a row. Alongside him on row 1 his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Row 2, Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen. Row 3, Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly. Row 4, Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen. Row 5, Danny Kvyat and Lando Norris promoted to the top 10. Row 6 sees Alexander Albon and Carlos Sainz. Row 7, Danny Ricciardo with a 3-place grid penalty for causing the collision back in Azerbaijan by reversing it to Danny Kvyat. He's alongside Kimi Raikkonen in 14th place. Then on row 8 we see Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll. Row 9 sees Robert Kubica and Antonio Giovinazzi, who has a 5-place grid penalty for replacement gearbox. The same goes for George Russell, who starts in 19th place on row 10, and drivers required to start for the pit lane. Nico Hülkenberg, after changing the front wing, and additional power unit elements have also been used, and the car modified while under Parc Fermé conditions. So let's take a look then at what the pit stop strategy looks like. Now the fastest strategy is predicted to be a 2-stopper, and by a more significant margin over a 1-stop than at recent races in the past 2019 and at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. It looks to be a good one for a 2-stopper. With the long run to turn 1 also affecting the advantage from starting on the soft tyres, it becomes that bit more risky for teams in the midfield to opt for the harder compounds and run long. While track position remains crucial, it does not open the possibility for teams to adopt strategies and fight into the both out on the track and in the pits as well. So we've had a number of 1-stop races during the 2019 season. Could Spain be the first 2-stopper? It's time to find out though. So the race is about to start. Watch live on Sky Sports F1 or listen on BBC Radio Online for F1's coverage with Jack Nicholson and Jolyon Palmer, or watch the Channel 4 highlights later on at 7 p.m. tonight, Channel 4. We'll be back on Wednesday for the Grand Review podcast as well. From us all though, bye for now.